What's up, all? This is Taz with Outlaw News. I'm here to give you another reaction video, and it's with Benny Johnson, featuring Benny Johnson. He's narrating this thing. So I'm going to get with it, and it's about, is Jeffrey Epstein still alive, allegedly? Let's find out. Let's see what Benny has to say about it. Let's just see, because Benny has a lot to say.
Fascinating, and we're not done with Jeffrey Epstein. I can tell you that for a fact. Can't tell you how I know, but I can tell you for a fact we're going to hear a lot more about Jeffrey Epstein in the coming year, and you may be even hearing from him directly. More on that as I'm allowed to tell you.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Of the many earth-shattering revelations inside of the Jeffrey Epstein files, none are as consequential as this. Is Jeffrey Epstein alive? We just proved that Jeffrey Epstein was a body double here. A document inside of the Epstein document dump, which there are millions and millions of photos, videos, and emails, private text messages, correspondence that were released by the DOJ on Friday. One document proves that perhaps it was an inside job and that a whistleblower that told us everything was right after all. One of the jail cell guards named Roberto leaked on 4chan the morning of Epstein's death. So when everybody was like, wow, he committed suicide, this prison guard, Roberto Gravalas is his name, wrote this. I'm not saying that not saying anything after this, so please don't try and dox me. But last night, after the 4:15 body count, so they go around and they check all the inmates, right? And they check to see that they're in their cells and that everyone's alive and well. Remember, Epstein was on suicide watch. They took him, Epstein, in a medical wheelchair, front cuffed, meaning he was chained to the wheelchair, couldn't get up. But not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. So if you were taking somebody in a wheelchair, you'd be taking them to the triage or to the small medical clinic inside of the prison, right? But that's not where he went. Where did he go? Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless a judge orders it, so nobody was being released from the prison. But a prisoner transfer vehicle shows up, and the next thing you know, he's put into a single-man cell and hangs himself? Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in, and we did not record the plate number. And the guy in the green military dress outfit was in the back of the van. So a guy in a military outfit escorted Jeffrey Epstein out of the prison in a wheelchair. This is according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I think they switched him out.
They did, I'm telling you.
Now,
Allegedly,
why are people
Jeffrey Epstein's
saying
alive.
that suddenly this anonymous 4chan account is real? You know, again, this is pretty huge allegation there, but pretty detailed, right? And it should be easy to blow a hole in that if it's not true, okay? Clearly, that could just be the psychotic ramblings of any Deegan on the internet, right? Any Anon. The individual that posted on the 4chan account on the morning of Epstein's death, claiming that they had a body double put in for Jeffrey Epstein, is Roberto Gravalas. He is an officer inside of the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. He was identified as the anonymous prison employee who posted this on 4chan, claiming Epstein left his cell on Friday shackled to a wheelchair. Same time, an unauthorized trip van picked him up, and he was never seen again. This was the night before the news broke of his death. So, wait, what? So he's writing this before everybody even knew that Epstein had suicided himself. The day after Epstein's death, U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman of the Southern District of New York opened a grand jury proceeding and subpoenaed 4chan, Apple, AT&T, and Citibank for records aiming to uncover Roberto's identity following the anonymous 4chan post. That's a pretty aggressive procedure in order to find some rando on 4chan. Roberto's name is not redacted in his bank records, including the Southern District of New York subpoena responses from Citibank for his 4chan post. And ties to the same prison officers, Roberto's statements were released as part of the prison's investigation into Epstein's death. This is huge. We now have validation that the 4chan post is a legitimate eyewitness account from inside of the prison from an officer that watched what happened to Epstein, that he may have been switched out before the news broke.
Folks, he's in protective custody, I'm telling you.
Conspiracy theories ending up true. I was really sure he killed himself because nothing ever happens, but this is really something. Wow. Post gone viral, by the way. You can see now 23,000 reposts.
What this does to the Epstein file case.
This is just crazy. There were anonymous 4chan posts, but nothing reputable until this. So this is actually from the prison guard. Wow. Many people have often suggested that Jeffrey Epstein was a body swap and that they were able to get away with it because they simply controlled everything down the chain. They have different people doing autopsies. The first person who did an autopsy obviously said that the bones in his jaw were broken. There's no way you could do that by hanging yourself. Rudy Giuliani was just on the show, and I asked him about this. He's like, dude, I built that prison. I built the prison. The ceilings are low. You can't hang yourself in that prison. It was designed that way. It was designed to not be able to hang yourself. Anonymous 4chan poster said Epstein was wheeled out of prison hours before his death. Subpoenas show that that man was a lieutenant in the prison at the time. It appears Epstein really did get broken out of prison and flown to Israel. Epstein files.
I wonder if
bank
Trump
records, grand jury subpoenas.
had anything to do with this.
He was not redacted. This is an eyewitness, not a troll. They didn't debunk
Jeffrey
it. They tried to find him. Crazy, man.
In a
This is the
protective
same
custody.
MCC officer who documented knowledge about Epstein's cellmate situation the day before his death. That's fascinating. Because, of course, the cellmate was a convicted strangler, a guy who killed people with his bare hands. He was like a bodybuilder. So Roberto is the same guy that said, wait a second, why are we putting this guy inside of a cell with a strangler? Wow. This is crazy. I think they switched him out.
There's a lot of people leaving the country right now, too.
Someone wanted to know who this person was. Someone really wanted to know. I mean, why would the feds be coming after the bank records of a rando on 4chan, of an anon on 4chan? And one of the biggest controversies around Epstein's death is that his cellmate was removed shortly before he died, leaving him alone and unwatched. The memo shows that he had advanced knowledge of Epstein's housing arrangements. This is where it gets interesting. This is the exact same case ID. Whose bank records did they pull? Epstein is dead. People are sharing an old photo of him alongside the death pic, claiming it's a conspiracy theory. When you use a current pic, it's clear that the nose, brow, and upper lip are identical. Ears grow over time. Also, dead bodies swell quickly. It's him. You know, there's often been people who have said that Jeffrey Epstein, you know, the whatever cadaver, whatever they brought out of the prison is not actually Jeffrey Epstein. And they use sort of these blurry, grainy photos. I've never seen like a high definition, crisp photo of the actual body. I'm sure they exist somewhere. But wow. I mean, like this. This is a good example. Like people saying that the nose and the ears are all wrong, right? That they're not the same nose and ears.
Folks,
and
that's not Jeff.
They found an already dead guy with gray hair and sort of the same complexion and just chucked him in there. What do you think? That's wild. Fresh footage inside of Jeffrey Epstein's actual cell. Video tour of Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan prison cell. And you can see that the guards would not be able to see what was going on inside of the cell. You can also see the bed, and the bed frames there, see how low the ceilings are, that it would be like damn near impossible to hang yourself here. I for one, do not believe, of course, that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. We've stated that for a very, very long time. I just don't care what anybody says to me. And why would you have that many linens if a guy's on suicide watch? This is what his cell allegedly looked like when he was on suicide watch. Look at this. Yeah. This shows where Jeffrey Epstein took his life. Look, he hung himself on
Are you
that.
buying what these
See
people
that?
were selling people? Come on now.
There's blood all over Jeffrey Epstein's neck.
This is the most
Yeah,
important
there's no blood
person
in the
right
cell.
now
Yeah.
that they're talking about.
There's a ton of cameras all over the place. I counted 12 at least, and the DOJ
He's
could
alive.
recover.
Allegedly, he's alive.
To show us this video. This is totally a suicide. This individual is saying that in this video, you can see cameras just everywhere in the facility, and that the DOJ is just not giving it to us. Benny, you're crazy. You're a crackpot. You're insane. How dare you?
The good guys that haven't protected
dude,
custody
60 Minutes, and then there's liberals
covered
that
up
come.
these
60
cameras,
Minutes
turned them
did
off
an entire
because
series
of
on
what they
this.
were doing
I encourage you to watch it.
with this
Inside
operation.
the
It's crazy.
typically
Where they-
take from beginning to end.
Normally about 2 hours.
Where they talk,
From when he was booked is dead.
they talk to the guy who does the autopsy, saying, I don't believe any of it. It's crazy.
From when he was booked in Florida. How long does the autopsy typically take from beginning to end?
Normally about 2 hours, a routine autopsy.
We spoke to multiple pathologists for this story, and they all pretty much agree on one thing, that without knowing the position of the body, the way that Jeffrey Epstein's body was found, it's almost impossible to determine the cause of death with any certainty. Knowing the position that a body was found in is a key piece of evidence in any death investigation. And in this case, we don't know how Jeffrey Epstein's body was found.
Look at that. Okay, there you go. Dude, what do you... If 60 Minutes and I are agreeing on something, you got a problem. Jeffrey Epstein still alive? Was this the get out of jail free card? You'll just go away and disappear forever? Man, crazy. We did ask Rudy Giuliani about this. Here's a very short clip of America's mayor who built the prison explaining he doesn't buy it. Do you think that that's plausible, that they could have taken Jeffrey Epstein out of the prison and just effectively this whole thing was just staged?
Well, I mean, of course it's not plausible, but there is evidence that it may have happened. So you had to do a much more thorough investigation to discount it. Barr recused himself originally when he was seeking to be Attorney General. Then he made the decision on the case and made the definitive statement that it wasn't a suicide.
Right there.
A suicide.
Best mayor New York.
And then we
ever
find
had.
out that Barr's father hired him as an unqualified young man. That could be perfectly innocent. It might not be perfectly innocent. Was it ever really investigated? Doesn't seem like that.
Well, there you go, people. What do you think? I mean, did Jeffrey Epstein unalive himself? I mean, there was too many red flags when it came to everything not happening. Like, the videos are out, nobody seen nobody, somebody fell asleep. I mean, I don't know about you, but something's fishy about that whole thing. I don't care. I knew that from the start. I said stuff about it, but people laugh at me all the time. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Even my own family thinks I am. Go figure. But I'm the loud one in my family, so it doesn't matter. They expect stuff like that out of me. Anyway, Taz with another reaction video. What do you guys think? I want to hear your opinions about it. Comment about this video that I just shared. Like, subscribe to me, please, because I need my algorithm to go up and I need more subscribers. So please do me an honor by subscribing to me. My car's running right now. I got to get it fixed this Sunday, so I'm not putting out as much videos because I'm working. It's hard to do this and then do work. So, but I'm putting this is a short video, so I'll have more like this. But Taz out, Outlaw News out, and I'll see you soon.